Hey mama, homeschool curriculum 2020. Do you actually need to spend the money? Let's talk. If you are a new homeschool parent and you're looking at curriculum and you're seeing the prices and you're going, this video is for you. We're going to talk about 3 ways you can educate your kids at home without shelling out the huge homeschool curriculum prices. Let's go. Before we get started, go ahead and subscribe if you know that you're going to be needing some help this homeschool semester, because this channel is going to be creating videos just for you on how to stay sane and how to build a relationship with your family, whether you're homeschooling for the long haul or just through the pandemic. So my first tip for saving money on homeschool curriculum is use free resources. Now, I've already made a video about this here, so go ahead and check that out. However, I will go over just a little bit about what we talked about in that video, that there are so many free resources just for you. There are so many free resources. Since that video, I found another link that a mom blog had created. I'll put it down below with wonderful free resources that you can check out, and your whole education, your whole child's education can be done for free. Yay! There are so many websites offering whole curriculum, such as All-in-One Homeschool. There are some that even the schools use, such as Khan Academy, that include everything mathematic-wise from kindergarten up until I used it in college, like on advanced level college. So, and it's free, it's all free. So these are resources that are there for you, and you don't have to pay anything, especially like those hundreds of dollars, because if you have more than one kid, even one set of curriculum is daunting. But when you start adding them up, you might as well get out their college fund and start paying for it that way. And that doesn't seem worth it when there's all these free resources for you. The second way you can homeschool your children without buying the homeschool curriculum is build your own curriculum. Now, this may seem scary because you're like, I'm not a teacher, and I get it. However, if you just have a little bit of extra time, you can create lesson plans on your own using your child's interest. Now, I go ahead and talk about this in the book that I've written for you, Homeschool Basics Lesson Planning. Go ahead and pause the video now, go download it, it's $1, and it will teach you step by step how to create lesson plans for your children using their own interests. Go ahead and get a sneak peek. For those of you that are just homeschooling through the season, you don't want your kids to fall behind, there is a way that you can see what they're supposed to be doing at this grade level, so that when you go put them back in public school next year, if coronavirus is over and everything's back to normal, you know that they're on the right track. So what I did with my sons is I went ahead and went to the Common Core state standards thing. I'll go ahead and link that down below too. What I did is I went ahead and just looked up the state standards, and I printed it off, or I had Staples print it off and bind it for me and create this little booklet. So I have both the language arts and the mathematics. Here's the mathematics. And in here, I have all of it for elementary school. So like grade 1 overview for mathematics. You know, they should be able to represent and solve problems involving addition and subtraction, understand and apply properties of operations. So they lay it all out in this overview. And then as you keep going, they have examples. So you know what your children should be doing. And from this, you can create activities that they actually enjoy. This is what the teachers at school actually use to build their lesson plans. So when you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 children, you can easily, even if there's 10, make lesson plans using stuff that they like. For instance, you know, like let's make a lesson plan right now. Use addition and subtraction within 20 to solve word problems involving situations of adding to, taking from, putting together, taking apart, and comparing. Get out their toys. Get out some Legos. You know, take away 10 from 20 and be like, how many Legos are there? I mean, this is really basic, but that's first grade. Let's go to grade 4. So we could say, you know, use place value understanding to round multi-digit whole numbers to any place. So we could, you know, do this with money even. We could say, you know, this cost $19.57. What dollar bill would be the best to use? And so they would have to think, you know, probably a 20. And we're rounding. Like, it's so simple. It really is, if you just take a little bit of extra time to look at the standards if you want to throw your kids back in public school, but you don't have to pay the homeschool curriculum price tag. You don't, to give your kids a wonderful education. And you could be like, I'm not a teacher. I totally get it. You don't have to be. You don't have to be. This is a really simple method of creating lesson plans that your kids will actually like, because you know your kids, you know what they like, and you can create lesson plans just to get these objectives met in a way that they'll actually have fun. So go ahead and download that book if you're interested in learning more about this. It's $1 forever. So I hope that it helps you. The third way that you can homeschool your kids without paying the homeschool curriculum price in 2020 is just live your life. I know this sounds scary, but unschooling is a method of homeschooling that you just learn through life. So instead of sitting down with the worksheets or sitting at the computer doing the online assignments, you can live your life, and they are going to get an enriching experience from learning if you take the time to do it. Does that mean that nobody does anything? You stay on your phone and they stay on their games and we call it good? No. It does take a little bit more extra work, but you can just live your life and find all these educational activities through reading books, reading really good books, talking about math with the money, doing math with the, baking, cooking. There's so much math that just happens in real life. And if we focus on that math will actually be useful for them their whole life. And you can think, well, I don't want to unschool because I'm worried about putting my kids back in public school, that they'll be behind. Let me tell you something. Public school for everybody is a little bit different right now. I don't think this year we'll have, at the end of the year, standardized tests again, because everybody needs grace during this time. We're all learning how to homeschool. We're all even the teachers are learning how to do virtual school. I think there's going to be a lot of grace. So even if you just lived life, your kids aren't going to fall behind, because across the board, we are just living life. If you are worried about, them falling behind, go back to these standards. Make sure that by the end of the year, before they go to the next grade up, just do a checklist. Did we talk about this? Did we talk about this? If you do want to have talked about everything on this, or met all these objectives, definitely look at it before, because you can't do it all in 1 month, but you can do it taking it bite by bite. If you are still needing resources on how to homeschool for free, go ahead and check out that video. But I hope that this video helps you see that you can homeschool your kids without paying the homeschool curriculum price, because it can add up. It can add more financial strain and more harm to your life. So don't feel bad if you can't afford the homeschool curriculum. I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Fist bump, we got this, and have a good day. Bye.